Hey everybody, it's me Danny, and today I'm back with a new video. So, next week there is going to be the annual BookTubeAthon, and if you don't know what the BookTubeAthon is, it was an event created by Ariel Bisset, and the goal is to read as much as you can in 7 days. And there's different challenges that go with it throughout the week, and that's basically what it is in a nutshell. If you want to learn more, hear it explained better, I will link the BookTubeAthon channel in the description box below, so go check that out if you're interested in participating or you just want to know more of what it is about. So, today I'm going to be sharing my BookTubeAthon TBR, which is very ambitious, and I am probably not going to make it through even half of these books, because let's be real. But I mean, I have nothing better to do than participate in this, we're just gonna go with it. And yeah. So each of these books has a specific reading challenge accompanying it, and also these are just books that I haven't read in a long time and I want to reread, or books on I've wanted to read on my TBR list forever and I'm getting to read them. I'm gonna make myself the opportunity to read them in the BookTubeAthon, which is happening from the 24th to the 30th, I believe. Again, I will put the BookTubeAthon channel in the description box below, and Ariel has all the dates, for when the actual BookTubeAthon is happening. But anyways, let's hop right into my TBR list, because I've got a pile of books here waiting. The first reading challenge is to read a book with a person on the cover, and the book I chose for this is The Conspiracy of Us by Maggie Hall. And see, there is a person on the cover. Checkmate. But this is a story, I don't really know much about it. I've read the flap, but it's not that great. But what I gather, it's a story about a girl named Avery West who kind of lives with a gang that has a lot of money, and they do cool things, and she meets a guy, because I think this is kind of a YA adventure romance type thing, but I don't know. We'll see. But this is not that big of a book. It's 300 pages, I believe. Around maybe even less than 300 pages. So I think it should take me pretty quick, but it also depends on the actual story, because I have not read this. I have not read anything by Maggie Hall. I don't know her writing style. I don't know if this is going to be if it's going to be that fast paced, or if it's going to be slow. But next week is going to be all about trying new things. So the next video prompt is read a hyped book, and the book I chose for this challenge is This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. This is a story about Kate Harker, whose father runs one side of the city, and August Flynn, whose father runs the other side of the city. That is, the city. Sorry. And both sides of the city are kind of warring against each other for total control over the city. And the side run by the Flynns is also the side that is ravaged by monsters. And August himself is one of these monsters, and he goes on goes on this kind of undercover mission to Kate's school to try and learn secrets and see if the Flynns can take over the entire city. But this is going to be a reread for me, because I read it around last year when it first came out. But I want to reread it because I was in a big slump. I just got in the big slump, and I was in the middle of this book, so it took me a month to read it, when it really should have only taken me a week and a half or so. But this book is just is like 450 pages. So this is going to be a challenge to finish that day that I do this reading challenge. The next reading challenge is to read a book in a day, and the book I chose to do this is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by J.K. Rowling, but also Newt Scamander. And this is a teeny tiny book, which is nice, so I can definitely read this in a day. Even if it's not in one sitting, that's okay. Just have to read it in a day. But this book is just the classifications for all the fantastic beasts in the Harry Potter universe, in the Wizarding world. And so I think that this will be like a great chance for me to learn more about the Wizarding world, because who doesn't want a chance to learn more about the Wizarding world? And it's been on my shelf for like 2 years, and I've been meaning to read it. And so I figured this is as good of a chance as any to read it, so why not do it now? The next challenge is to read a book with a character who is very different from you, and the book I chose for this is Lost in the Labyrinth by Patrice Kindle, I think is how you pronounce the name. I'm not sure, but I'm going with it. And this is a story about a princess whose name I cannot pronounce because the first letter is an X, so I dropped it. But it's about a princess in ancient Greece, and that should be pretty self-explanatory as to why she's very different from me, because one, she is a princess, and sadly I am not, and 2, she lives in ancient Greece, and I do not. I live in modern-day Canada. So, but yeah, this is a story about this princess whose brother is the Minotaur, and she visits him a lot. But a hero comes along to kill the Minotaur. We all know how that myth goes. This is basically a retelling, in sorts, of that myth of the Minotaur and the labyrinth. So, yeah, I'm really excited because I just really like Greek mythology and because of Percy Jackson. And this is a different take on one of the ancient myths. So, let's give it a shot. Why don't we? The next reading challenge I find is really interesting, and that is to read a book outside. Basically, like, you need to read the entire book completely outside. Like, if you come inside and read the book, it's a no-go. You fail that challenge. So, the book I went with is kind of nature-themed-ish, but that is Safe as Houses by Eric Walters, and this is going to be a reread for me, but I haven't read it like since I got it in like 2008, and that was like, I don't know, 9 years ago or something like that. But this is a story of 15-year-old Lizzie. She came home from school and she's babysitting these 2 kids, and the weather starts getting really bad. Like, it starts raining constantly, and then flooding starts to happen in the town where she lives. And that's because the town where she lives, it has the tail end of a hurricane. Like, the very edge of a hurricane is hitting her town. And so this is following her story of, like, when the hurricane hits, and how she and the 2 kids she's babysitting are fighting for their lives, basically, for their survival. This is one of the 2 contemporaries that I've read, because I've only read 2 contemporaries, and this is one of them. And I haven't read it in years, but I'm excited to. It's basically like I'm reading it for the first time, and I'm excited. The 6th reading challenge is to read a book you bought because of the cover, and for this I chose Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the original screenplay by J.K. Rowling, and look at this cover. It is gorgeous. But this book is, you can see, that's a picture. It's got pictures in it, and it's also a script. So it is like the script that that Joe wrote for the movie Fantastic Beasts, and I loved it. And so I've been meaning to read this for the longest, like, since it first, because I got it when it first came out and wanted to read it right away. But then I just put it on my shelf and haven't touched it since, and I want to read it. And I think this will be a fairly quick read, even though it's like around 300-page book. It's written in script form, and so it's less words. It's like The Cursed Child, and I read The Cursed Child in like 3 hours with some interruptions. So, I think this should be pretty quick. And the final reading challenge for the BookTubeAthon is to read a total of 7 books. So that's essentially a book a day, since the BookTubeAthon lasts for 7 days. And here I have 6 books. These 3 of them are small, so I can probably read those maybe all in the same day or in the day and a half, which gives me more time for all these bigger books. And hopefully it gives me enough time for this last book, because this is the biggest book of them all. And the book to make it 7 books that I'm going to be trying reading all in a week is Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. This is the sequel to The Savage Song, so it follows the same characters and the continuals in their story. It also closes the story because this is the second book in a duology. And I'm excited for this because I've only read like a couple duologies. The other duology that I can remember reading is the Eon Iona duology. Can't remember who it's by, but yeah. But I'm excited about this because I've been wanting to read it, but I've also wanted to reread The Savage Song first before I read this one, because that's what I like doing. I like going straight in from one book of the series into the next book of the series. I like reading all the series. So I think this will be cool, just give me an opportunity to read and finish this duology. And I think that's going to be really fun. It depends. We'll see how I'm doing at the end. But anyways, this has been my BookTubeAthon TBR. Let me know down below if you are participating in the BookTubeAthon, and let me know what books you plan on reading. Do you think you'll be able to read the 7 books during the week? I know I won't be able to, but I'm gonna really try, because I've got nothing better to do next week, so might as well try. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you like this video, and if you want to see more of my videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, and go check out some of my other videos, and I will see you all when I post my next video, which is probably going to be a video challenge for the BookTubeAthon, so I'm probably going to be posting a lot next week, so keep your eyes peeled, and make sure you hit that little bell next to the subscribe button so you can be notified as to when I post those videos. I'll go home and read a book. Bye guys.